Hi, this is Brett Ridgway with sfsbookstore.com. Alex Mondosian, author of Marketing with Postcards, contributed to this Copywriting Classics quick tip number 16. Alex once said, if you're super successful, 97% of the visitors to your website will leave without buying a thing. The process that Alex described that he goes through is really very, very simple and involves a few questions. And actually, one of his mentors, J. Conrad Levinson, who's the father of guerrilla marketing, has a guerrilla marketing plan that he uses sometimes in his consultations. He's given permission to make those consultations one-on-one and give those guerrilla marketing plans to people who are prospects and converts a lot of those prospects into customers doing that guerrilla marketing plan. Says Alex, I want to say that this process in writing a copy, I've lifted from that and give J. Levinson some credit because credit is due to him. I got the idea originally from him and just adapted it to my process. I asked myself a few questions, and here's question number 1. And this is a question every single person reading should ask. When they're staring at a blank sheet of paper or a blank screen, and the question is, what do I want my reader to do first? Now there's a key word in that, first. So underline that and emphasize that. Not what do I want my reader to do. Heck, I want my reader to read my headline. I want my reader to read the first sentence. I want my reader to read the second sentence, and so on. I want my reader to read the PS and all my testimonials. You can only get them to do one thing at a time. Better to ask the question, what do I want my reader to do first? If you want them to do something first, then they're much more clear and specific, and in many cases, I just want them to click on the order page. And how I get them to do that is just by using the copy that I've written. The second question I ask myself is, which benefits will I stress to get them to do that one thing? Now, people confuse benefits with features, which is one marketing activity we won't get into. But what I'm talking about here are the specific benefits to get them to do that first thing you want them to do. The third question I usually ask myself is, who are the people in my target market? And this is a very important part of this question, how do my competitors communicate to them? Then, if I communicate a little differently, or if I do some one-upmanship with my competitors, don't you think I'm going to be a little bit more appealing? So knowing what your competitors do, which is a huge mistake people don't take advantage of, just visiting their webpage to see how they're doing the selling and writing copy, that by itself can undo all the writer's block you've ever had. Just find out what your competitors are saying, say it a little differently, say it a little better, sell it for $1 less, and you'll get a bigger appeal. The fourth question is, I just asked myself, which copywriting weapons will I use? Here's some weapons. Many of the listeners will know more, but here's a few. Unconditional guarantees. I like using lifetime guarantees. A headline, an opt-in, testimonials, a free consultation, a free teleseminar, free bonus gifts, reason why copy. I think that's a weapon. Stories, case studies. Those are all copywriting weapons I'll use, and I wrote those down with bullet points. And I'll say, well, I'll use this because that's most appropriate. The next question is, what is my niche? What niche am I in? What do I stand for? Believe me, if you don't know what your niche is, you can't write copy because your reader won't know. Next question is, what is my identity? This takes it down a step further and more narrowly defines who we are. It's the first thing that the target market is thinking when they think of us. So know your identity and know what people should think of when they think of you before you write copy, because you've got to put it in there somewhere. The final question, and this is the one most overlooked, is what will I do if he or she doesn't take action? Now here's the cold, hard fact about website copy, direct mail copy, postcard copy, any kind of copy. If you're super successful, 97% of the visitors to your website will leave without buying a thing. So if you look at that group and try to cull some business out of them, you're doing okay and you'll make some profits. Your action plan? Do you know what you want your site visitors to do first? Take a look at your website and see if your copy is really helping your visitor to take the action that you want them to take. In the next session of Copywriting Classics, we'll wrap up our series of excerpts from my interview with Alex Mondosian. Alex will talk about his 5 biggest don'ts of copywriting. Until then, for more great resources on marketing, advertising, and copywriting, please visit www.sfsbookstore.com. Thank you.